You come up and visit? Yeah. Regular as clockwork. Oh, it's starting to get some people now, huh? Think we should talk to them? Or do you just think they're going to sit here and watch me pet you for 2 hours? I think we should probably talk to them. Put up my eyeballs here so I can see you. Hey, everyone. Hey, Dana. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Ray. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Bob. How's everybody doing? Let's see, now he's not the center of attention anymore. Now he's going to go and mess around with a brush because that's how he is. Hi, Suzanne. He loves that brush. Hi, Lorelei. Hi, Brian. Maybe we'll do the belly rub a little bit later. He seems really content just rubbing up against the brush right now. I actually kind of have to hide that during the week because otherwise he'd just rub his face raw and be bleeding by the time you get home. Have a blood-covered brush, wouldn't you? Even drooled all over it. Jeez. So what's everybody doing today? And any bets as to when we'll start talking about food? And now he's over here. I can see Nibbles peering around the corner here too. Get all my TV trays out of the way here. There's Nibble over there. Looks like I didn't quite push the lazy boy out of the way. I'm not here. Let's get that a little more. Let's see, look down the hall here. Nobody wants to see the lazy boy. You want to see Bite and Nibble. I have never heard anyone say, yeah, I tuned in to see the lazy boy. Just relax, and that's a good thing to do. Yeah, Thanksgiving did go well. Thank you, Gene. Yep, yeah, we got a full jar of kitty treats here. We had to go. We got that a couple weeks ago. You know, just we dish them out until they're gone, and then I have to go get more. That's just the way it works. It's kind of how it works with everything in my life. I use it up, and I go get more. Ow. Like the shirt? Yeah, I do too. My parents went to Arizona, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. Now I like the T-shirt. My Indian name is Runs with Beer. It's appropriate. Every time we turn our back, Nibble gets a little bit closer. Come on, Nibble, come join the fun. No? She's gonna sit there and watch from a distance. Oh man, he's talking to that machine again, right? I love my Guided by Voices gallery. Thank you. Yeah, it's quite a collection. Keep thinking I'm seeing Nibble taking another step closer, but not yet. I actually did go out and get like a small turkey breast and had that. And if you recall, last year I made that cranberry jello salad thing of my mom's, and I made that again this year. See, she's sneaking up on us now. Now she's closer. You ever seen that video on the internet where they show a picture of a cat and the cat's just sitting there, and then they turn the camera away and turn the camera back and the cat's closer, and then turn it away and turn it back again and the cat's closer, and the cat keeps moving when the camera's not pointing at it? Yeah, Nibbles is kind of that way. White's a little bit more of a camera hog. He'll come on and kind of entertain for you guys. But oh, there's Nibble moving. Knew she could do it. Hey, pretty girl, you want some kitty treats? Huh? There's a kitty treat for you. See if we can coax her in here. Come on, you know you want it. I'll give it the bite then. He can have a kitty treat. I know he'll eat it. Come on, Nibble. You know you want it. Okay. Oops. Light lunged at it, knocked it out of my hand. That's how it usually goes. All right, back to the Breck show here. Gene's Indian name is Runs with Coffee. There you go. Do I play guitar? No, I just hang him up and look at him. Yeah, Bite and Nibble are my buddies. Are you the butt cat? That's what it says here. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. You just gonna sit there and stare at me? Be that way. We hear you meowing over there, Nibble. She's got the oddest meow. It's kind of bringing it more like a. Although sometimes she lets one out. Meow. You like my last video? Thank you. When am I decorating outside the house? I did that last weekend. Yeah, lights went live on Friday night. No, I actually did it on Thanksgiving Day. Kind of took the day off in terms of doing a vlog, but I had like 4 or 5 of them to edit, so I just kind of relaxed on Thursday, edited all my videos, and then put the lights up. But the lights didn't go live until Friday night. I don't like to have my lights go up. You know, Christmas lights that don't go up until after Thanksgiving. That's just kind of my tradition. They were up, but they weren't on. And I got more coming too. More lights. I mean, I did. I found something that I'm going to hang in my trees out front at Home Depot, and so those have been ordered, and those should be here in a few days. I also found like a computer lit Christmas tree looking thing. It isn't a Christmas tree, but it got some cool computer generated patterns on it. I'm hoping that that shows up soon too. Did they wake me up this morning? No, I woke me up this morning. Technically, the alarm clock woke me up this morning. That isn't an everyday thing, but it happens periodically. Yeah, I've been kind of looking around for stuff. That was kind of the main factor in me even going to that expo was to see if I could find something like that. But like I said, it wasn't that wasn't exactly what that was about. I had no idea what to expect, and honestly, I even kind of expected it to be a little bigger. You expect okay, it's at the convention center. You think some big hall, but some big massive auditorium kind of thing, but wasn't really that big. It was still fun to look around. There was some kind of fun stuff there. I did ultimately just decide to go online. I actually started just kind of Googling it, and one of the first places that came up was Home Depot. It's like, well, I've been to Home Depot. They don't have them there, but Home Depot has a whole bunch of stuff online that they don't sell in the store. So I had to go that direction. But we kind of found some cool lighted things. In fact, let me see if I can find pictures of them here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Home Depot. Let's see if we can get some pictures. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I found. I found four or five of those in different colors. One of them's like red and green. One of them's just white. One of them's you know rainbow colors, which I think is what this one is. Let's see. Yeah, see that one's a little bit different. I got like one of each of all these different colors. So those are like what 18 inches across. So they'll look nice in the tree outside. So yeah, that's what I got. Those will look nice. Yeah, I kind of looked all over the place. I went every place that I could think might even have them, and even went some places that just well, they've got kind of a diverse enough kind of inventory that they might have something like that, but no luck. Like I said, I went to Home Depot, I went to Lowe's, I went to Walmart, I went to Target. Just I wanted something like that. In fact, in the Christmas Expo video, I showed you, they had something like what I was looking for in the trees outside of City Hall, but had no idea where they got them. So, but they'll be here in a few days, and we'll get them hung up, and I think they'll look nice. I've always been someone that decorated for certain holidays. Christmas especially, Halloween, of course. Know all about that. And since I did Christmas for the first time last year, it was just lights. And this year, we got to add to it. That's just the way it works. Hey, bye. You walking around in circles? How's my mom? My mom's good. She got Christmas put up a couple days ago, too. So her place is starting to look a little Christmassy. She's just got a little teeny tiny porch. So I guess she put some, some garland. She had like some evergreen garland stuff that she hung up and some lights and just a little display. And I don't know what she's doing inside. She does stuff inside. I don't necessarily do anything inside for Christmas. But she'll have stuff inside too. I did have a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you, SG. Just kind of kick back and relaxed. It was nice. I was able to get a little bit ahead on the video shooting because sometimes I take a day off and I can do that basically once every week without losing ground. But I actually took a couple of days off a week ago, and so I was starting to get kind of catch up with my videos. I've got a whole bunch of videos up now. Um, but I like to do at least since I do 3 videos a week, I like to do 4 on my long weekends if I can. And last week was an extra long weekend because I also had Thursday and Friday off, so I got a whole bunch of videos done. That was good. Steve says, I guess Thanksgiving is your favorite holiday. Okay, that's good. Christmas, Halloween, and 4th of July for me. Hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? No, I haven't really talked to any of the neighbors about Christmas decorations, but I like that the part of the neighborhood I'm in. Um, there are a lot of people that have Christmas decorations up because my neighbor right across the street, the one over there, and the next one down also have lights up already. So hopefully, in the next few days or so, we'll get some more of them up and get this whole part of the neighborhood lit up. Is the pool doing better? We got a little bit of rain last night, and the weight of the water on the pool cover is letting a little bit of water, accumulate in it. So I'm draining that out right now, actually, as we speak, using my little siphon thing that I built. That still works, and then we'll, you know, it seems to kind of bounce up a little bit once you get the water off of it. And if you have a little bit of water on there, it'll evaporate. But there was actually quite a bit of water. We got about a half an inch of rain yesterday, so that's always nice. Eric's just waking up. All right. I like days like that. Yeah, it's still morning here, but that's okay. I understand I'm not just talking to myself. It's almost noon. It's about 11:20 right now. No habanero peppers today here for me today, so just one glass of vodka. Bye. That always seems to get his attention. Got 2 cats just sitting there staring at me right now. No? Just gonna be that way today, huh? I did. I got just a little turkey breast and cooked that in the oven. It was decent. Oh yeah, back to school. I hear you. That still makes me feel depressed. Yeah, I've been out of school for a long time. Me, I don't have to go back to work until Wednesday, so I'm good. Bites butt. What's the update on the kitchen cabinets? Last I heard was that they would be here December 10th. So now they also said during that telephone call that I'd get an update every about 3 weeks. And that was 2.5 months ago, and I haven't heard from them since. So I've been thinking I'm going to run down to Lowe's just to make sure everything is still kind of on track. But we'll be seeing that pretty soon here too, hopefully. You want to make that cranberry dish I made? Yeah, it's really good. It's a tradition with my family every year, so I'm glad I have that. And it's a treat. I think it's a good alternative to cranberry sauce itself. A lot of people don't like cranberry sauce because it gets a little bitter. But I think when you put in the sugar and the cranberry jello and the cranberries, and then you have the lemon and pineapple and whipped cream and cream cheese on the top, but it adds to the sweetness a little bit, and it doesn't, and the cranberries don't come off quite as bitter. And I think that's a good thing. I'm glad you're feeling better, Suzanne. Yeah, nothing sucks like being sick on the holidays, though. That's no fun. Your mom makes that too, huh? Yeah, it's really good. One of those recipes I'm glad I have. Hello, Ruth. How are you? Yeah, turkey breast wasn't too bad. Just throw it in the oven for a while. I know 2021 was just flew by. It blows me away to think I've been in this house for almost a year and a half now. And I'm coming up on my 2 year anniversary at work. Yeah, I was kind of simple for Thanksgiving. I did a turkey breast, um, made some of that cranberry jello dessert that I showed you last year for Thanksgiving. That was good. And then just had some, what did I have for veggies? Broccoli. I had some broccoli, some steamed broccoli. That was good. It's funny. I read your comment. Weird there first, Gene. I thought you had tonsillitis on at Easter, and I thought that sounds like a horrible menu item. And I realized, oh no, okay, I know what you're talking about. What did you have for dinner? I had tonsillitis. It isn't just my cell phone that has autocorrect problems. My brain does that too. Tonsillitis for dinner would be a little hard to choke down. I don't. Yeah, I know. I remember when I was looking for a job too. That was no fun. Yeah, the Crash to Crush. I mean, it was, apparently they did a whole bunch of those, and that was like the first time I guess they tried doing that. They did a whole bunch afterwards, so either they figured out how to make it safer, or they just didn't think about it. But Eric's birthday is on the 30th. Happy birthday, Eric! Cat's living the life of watching. I was thinking of that when I went to work yesterday. It's like, gosh, you guys got it good. In fact, when I went to work yesterday morning, Bite was sitting sleeping right here on the chair on the couch, and when I got home last night, he was in the same place. So it wouldn't surprise me if he just spent the whole day there. That's his whole life, though, just moving from place to place, looking for another place to nap. There are other cats watching you. Did you know that? One of these days, I want to go back to West, Texas, and check out that museum that they have there, because there's supposedly a piece of the train wreck in there. I looked in the window and I couldn't find any pictures of it online, but there's supposedly a piece of it in there, and it did look kind of interesting. It might be something that might be kind of fun to go look at. But it looks like they're only open a couple days a week, and the days they're open are Thursdays and Fridays, which is when I'm at work. So I don't know. We'll have to play that by ear. Yeah, we lost Bite again. That's the way it works. And Norton's kicking in, wants to do its thing. Stop bugging me, Norton. I need to drink my moonshine out of a mason jar. You're probably right, but this holds more. Mason jars are too small. I'd have to use like a mayonnaise jar. I got one of those big giant pickle jars. I could use that too. Do I like eggnog? Yeah, I do. Eggnog's good. Don't really drink it a whole lot, and generally I'm not. I don't drink it with rum in it. But eggnog is pretty yummy. You might be right, Eric. Yeah, they probably throw a party when I'm gone. Do I drink whiskey? I've been known to. I'm not right now. Kind of my go-to drink is either beer or I've got some vodka I keep in the freezer, and I like mixing that with grapefruit juice. You drink all the vodka. That might explain all the vomit on the floor too. Do I have FaceTime or Zoom calls with my family on the holidays? No, no. My mom is a bit of a not much of a technology person. So she's gotten to the point where she can watch the videos and watch the live streams and stuff like that, and uh, and that's pretty much all the FaceTime she needs. As for the rest of the family, I'm not sure how much they watch this or not, but it's out there if they want. They know it exists. I mean, let's face it. Would you want to sit and stare at this ugly mug? Didn't think so. I don't even like looking. I'm looking at myself right in the camera right now, and I don't even like doing that. He's just over there laying in the hallway right now. He's probably angry at me. I'm sitting in his spot. You got drunk on eggnog once years ago, and that's how you met your husband. Well, there you go. I might have to try that. I do appreciate you guys coming in every Sunday. That's the reason I do this. If nobody stopped in, I wouldn't do it anymore. If nobody watched, that's the point of being here. Anyone make homemade? I don't really know what eggnog is even made out of. I mean, I'm guessing there's eggs in it. But I don't know. I haven't gone for an evening walk in a long time, but I think I'll probably have to get back into doing that again. I am doing fine today, Linda. Thank you. How are you? Just kicking back, doing a live stream. And there goes Bite back to his room. Well, maybe not. Now he heard his name, so he's going to sit and stare at us for a little while. And then he'll go back to his room. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, buddy? Oh, that's true. You might end up meeting the wrong kind of person. I suppose that's true. Oh, I'm sure that's what it's all about, Ruth. He's thinking about the treats. Yeah, I only worked one day this week. I said that to my boss yesterday, saying, geez, these grueling one day work weeks are killing me. Yeah, it makes me happy when I hear that, Tracy, that, because I mean, you sit there and you watch the discussion going on here. A lot of it is you people talking to each other. I love that. I love that I've kind of created an environment where, you can come in here and meet new people and become friends. I've had several people come up to me and said, yeah, we became friends. A couple of my viewers became friends with each other because they met here. That's awesome. Hello, David and Terry. Thanks for stopping in. So, where are you going for lunch today, Jeff? I know we only get the honor of having him on here for a couple minutes between church and lunch. Chinese food, all right. So you'll be hungry again in 2 hours. Chinese food is okay. It's not one of my favorite things, but we can't like everything, right? How boring would the world be if we all were into the same things? Yeah, I am thinking about getting another small Christmas tree. I've been looking around. I haven't quite found the right one. No more promotions yet. Well, we lost a lead a couple weeks after my last promotion, and I've been kind of sort of filling in as a backup lead. So, there's no more money in it, but that's the that's kind of the good thing about the moves I'm making in the company. I have a tendency, if I do the same thing too long, I get bored with it, and I was starting to get a little bit bored doing the same line work every day. You know, I'm really pretty good with machines, so I'm usually pretty good at beating my machine into working order and making sure it works well. And once it works well, it's just boring to run. I keep calling them. I can't kind of joke with the mechanics from time to time. Say, can you come break this machine for me so that it's a little bit more interesting? It's really boring when it works well because then it's just you know parts in, parts out, parts in, parts out. It's like that gets dull. It's way more exciting when the machine isn't working well. Not as good for the company, but yeah, I can see myself going in two different directions with this company, and definitely going into management is one of those directions. And that seems kind of the direction I'm leaning towards right now, just because that's the way things are moving. But I could also see myself becoming a mechanic, and I know the mechanics are looking at me too. I've actually had the manager, the mechanics, um, talk to me about whether I'd be interested in doing something like that. So, I'm on the right radar. Let's just put it that way. Honey smoked turkey breast. That sounds good. Yeah, that you're right, David. That's another thing that when I got my promotion a couple months ago, that my boss said he was really impressed with one guy I had trained and how well he's turned out. He's turned into one of our better employees, and my boss has basically said to me he wants me to have a more active role in the training. So, I mean, I look at that, as a positive thing. That's always, I think, been the most rewarding part of any job I've had is being a trainer. Because I did that at Disney, I did that in the CD world, I did that, when I was working at the medical lab. It's just eventually I get to the point where I'm decent enough at my job that they start asking me to train others. And, you know, I guess I get teaching blood in me. My mom was a teacher, and there's a lot of teacher in the family. So I guess I got it. Yeah, I agree with you, Ruth. That was the reason I left Disney is they didn't appreciate me. They didn't respect what I did. There were so many things I did for that place, and I never got credit for any of it. So, you don't respect me, fine. I'll go find somebody that does. And honestly, leaving Disney was one of the best decisions I ever made. That and coming here. I mean, it is so nice to have a boss that appreciates you. It just makes me want to work harder and do more. Because I worked my tail off at Disney to try and get recognized. And applied multiple times for lead positions over there, and they wouldn't even consider me. You like the home repair stuff? Well, stay tuned because there's two home repair, home modification videos coming up in the next week. I don't know which ones are. I got like 5 videos up right now. I like being that far ahead. Let's see what do I not have up yet here? Okay, I guess I got 4 videos. That's right, because the 5th video went live last night. So you get two roadside attraction videos coming up in the next 2 days, and then a home modification and a home repair video. So you got that to look forward to. It's funny you mentioned that, Jeff, because actually one of the playlists I have on my channel is called "That's How It's Done." I don't know if that's what it was. Disney wasn't quite as woke uh, as they are now. I mean, they've completely gone off the deep end in the last couple of years. I mean, I'm hearing rumors now that they're going to let guys play the face characters. So you might walk into the park and some guy with a beard will be playing Snow White. I mean, that's going to drive business away. I don't know what companies think about why they think that's the way to go. Whether it's left or right, if I were a company, I wouldn't talk politics at all. I wouldn't take a position on political issues because all you're doing is you're saying to half your customers, I don't care what you think. That's one of the reasons I try and keep politics out of here too. There's good people on both sides of the aisle, and I don't want to alienate any of you. See, I think the problem I had at Disney wasn't so much that. I think the problem was, and I've said this before, Disney, the management, at least in the department I was in, was let's just say ineffective. They weren't very. There wasn't really any of them that I could say, yeah, that's a good manager. And I think what ended up happening is they started promoting people who had been performers and into management positions. People who were maybe getting to the age they couldn't do the performer stuff anymore, and so they promoted them into management. And I don't know. I don't think when I think of the best leaders, I don't necessarily think of people who are dancers. And I think what ended up happening is you got kind of a critical mass in the management there, where it was all these ex-performers that were managers, and they realized they didn't really know what they were doing. They were just kind of stumbling along doing what they'd always done, and they got to the point where, okay, well, we got to kind of maintain this now. What are we going to do? Well, let's not get anybody in that's going to point out that we're idiots. And so they all started promoting people that were even dumber than they were. And honestly, I think that's what happened. And unfortunately, that's not a long-term strategy for success. If you keep promoting people who are dumber than you, that's just a race to the bottom, and somebody's going to get hurt. And Unfortunately, that's what's going to take, unfortunately, for Disney to wake up, I think. I don't know how it is in other departments, but that was my experience in parades. And honestly, there's only like 5 or 6 people from Disney I even still keep track of. After I left Disney, I basically went through my friends list on Facebook, and anybody I wasn't actually personally friends with, gone. I knocked my Facebook friends list in half after that. I think politics should be left alone in all business. Like I said before, it just isn't a good way to, get customers if you're, because politics is so divisive and so polarizing that you get to the point where, it's, you know, if you identify with the wrong side, people aren't going to like you. Yeah, I agree, Tracy. That's politics. Well, entertainment is also supposed to be something that you can just, forget the outside of the world, and can't do that anymore. Thank you, Laura Lee. I hope you have a great Christmas too. Yeah, no, no habaneros today, and only one glass of water or vodka. Yeah, the habaneros, that was a once in a lifetime thing. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do, and it was interesting, but Jeff's going out to get some Chinese food. Thanks, Jeff. Glad you stopped by. Have a good lunch. Say goodbye, bye. Goodbye, bye. And then Norton pops up here. Hey, we want to reboot. Can we do that? No, I'm in the middle of a live stream, Norton. You're gonna have to wait. Yeah, it was a big decision to just up and move. But and my mom said that a number of times that she and my dad were very very concerned that I was doing the wrong thing. But it all worked out. It actually worked out exactly to plan too. And I think the only thing that was different is I was hoping to have a job within a couple months. It took about 9 months to get a job, but it was the right job, and I'm very happy where I am, and I'm grateful to them for giving me the opportunities and letting me grow. It's been a good journey. And honestly, you guys are a big part of this too, because it's you guys that really kind of gave me the energy to keep chugging away. Because I mean, when you apply for job after job and get turned down, or don't even get called in for an interview, that can be a little dispiriting, if you will. And it was the energy I drew from you guys that kept me going. Am I doing my mom's holiday letter? We did that a few weeks ago. So yeah, she's got that already. And I guess she's mailed it out or is going to mail it out. I don't know. Maybe it's a little early yet for that. We aren't even into December yet. What does my shirt say? I'll show you here. My shirt says my Indian name is Runs with Beer. That's appropriate, right? Keep cutting my head off here. Maybe it's too much beer. Yeah, I guess I did it though. You're right, but it was a team effort, definitely. I know. One of the companies I applied for was Lowe's. I didn't want to work at Home Depot because I like Home Depot too much. If I get angry at Lowe's, I can just not go to Lowe's. Uh, but every time I walk in there now, it's like, well, you could have had me. I keep seeing they have help wanted signs out. I applied a year ago, and you said, or 2 years ago, and you guys weren't interested. So sucks to be you. Well, being on the receiving end of that positive energy is a blessing too. David and all of you. I'm looking at the list here, and just about everybody on the screen here is somebody that checks in every week. You don't know how much that means to me. You like the Waco Christmas show? Yeah, that was kind of fun. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but it turned out to be an interesting video. You like the shirt, but don't advise running with beer. Yeah, I try and do that in the safety of my own home. Did I find any large ornament? Yeah, I got something on Home Depot or from Home Depot that that I think will work for me. Here, I'll show you some pictures. This is I got 5 different ones and I got different color patterns, but this is sort of what I was looking for. And they're what 16 or 18 inches in diameter, so they're big. They'll look nice in the trees. And I got that one. I got some different color ones. And there we go. We'll do that. See, there's one that's kind of more of a red and green color, and there's one that's more multicolored, different colors. So I got 5 different ones that have different color ones, different colors. So I'm going to spread those in the trees, and that should be pretty fun. I also got something else, and I'll show you that if and when it comes. What did I do for Thanksgiving? I actually did break down and do some turkey. I didn't get a full turkey. I just bought like a turkey breast and baked that in the oven, but it was pretty good, and it resulted in some good leftovers. Actually, I didn't save the turkey like for turkey sandwiches. What I did, you'll recall that I've done that wild mushroom or the mushroom wild rice and chicken soup. I basically did that again on Saturday or on Friday, and instead of chicken, I put the turkey in there. So I got some leftovers for that, and that'll be good. Are the fiber optic? No, it's LEDs. Yeah, the models when especially when I got all 5 of them together in front of that sign, they were all kind of being a little flirty. I think that's probably what they're paid to do, but that's cool. Oh, it's belly rub time, Bite. You ready for a belly rub? Let's see if we can catch this fatso before he runs away. Let's see, he pretends like he doesn't like it, but you don't see him squirming to get away either. You look at those eyes. That's a really content look in those eyes right now. I don't know if you can hear him, but his motor's running. All right, bite's free. Yeah, I agree. Those things will look nice in the trees. Might have missed that on a date. Yeah, maybe. I look content too. Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, I'm so lucky things really fell into place here. So yeah, I am pretty content. Hello, I like zebras. How are you? That's a new face in here. Pool cover's doing well. We got a little rain yesterday, and so there's a little water pooled on top of that. But I used a little siphon thing, and I began siphoning the water off of it right before I started the live stream. So we'll see what happens. I'll check in it afterwards. But the water was coming off pretty nice. So if I can get it just to the point where there's just a little bit of water in there, then that'll evaporate really quickly. Models might even been married. Yeah, that's true. Tracy's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. It was good talking to you. Yeah, I know that's true. I didn't say it on camera, but one of the one of the outfits one of them was wearing when she held her arms out like this, it looked like her arms looked like a curtain rod, and what she was wearing looked like curtains. Always check the ring finger. Yeah, that doesn't always work though. Sometimes, they take the ring off. Oh, Gene's checking out too. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. It's good talking to you too. Oh, Bill's checking in from the inside of his truck. That's cool. Hello, Bill. How are you doing? It's funny. Every time I see your name, it's Bill K. I have some friends in California named Bill and K, and since they're always together, we call them K Bill because it's like they're almost like two people that they're just always there together, almost like one person. So we jokingly call them K Bill. So every time I see your name, it's like I think of them. Any idea when I might go to California? I don't know. I just keep putting it off because it's always, it's like, okay, what's the next crisis at work and stuff like that, and can I get the time off? And I keep saying I need to talk to the boss about when we could do that, and it just never works out. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get to that at some point, and it'll probably be after the holidays at this point. Yeah, Kathleen takes the ring off when she's in the garden and then or cooking. Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to lose your ring when you're gardening. I get that. How did I come across the company I work for? I found him on Indeed.com. That was it. Basically, every job I applied for, I found on Indeed. I went to several employment agencies. I went to the Texas Workforce Commission. Nothing really panned out from any of those things, but Indeed, I just went on every once in a while and said, what do you got in the Waco area? And I looked at them and tried to see if there was something that looked interesting, and I applied for the ones that did, and it went from there. 27 degrees in Vermont today. Yeah, it's low 50s today. We've been getting like into the upper 30s and lower 40s at night. So yeah, you're right, Bill. And it's going to be that way. There's going to be a new variant every year now. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I mean, I do like to think I'm a problem solver, not a problem maker, but that causes a problem getting time off too, because if I'm the problem solver, it makes it harder for me to leave. It's just the way it works. It's foggy in Eureka, California today. Okay. Nice and clear today. It was rainy all day yesterday. It wasn't a heavy rain though. It rained, I think, most of the day, but I think we only got maybe half an inch. How did I get interested in guided by voices? My friend Matt, the guy who does Island Horizon videos that I always have running in the background, is a longtime friend. I've known him since we were kids, and he got into them and kind of dragged me kicking and screaming into them. He tried for years to get me into them, and he took me to a couple of concerts, and even then I wasn't that into them. But whatever. Go to a concert. I like going to concerts. And finally, he bought me a couple CDs, and that was really what kind of, uh, you know, broke the ice for me. And from there, I just kind of became an Uber fan. Sunny and warm in Southern California. I hear you're having fires again, or at least it's fire season. That was always the issue in Southern California is the Santa Ana winds. They put music on for the cats? No, no, not really. I know Jordan used to put on his videos when we'd go away for Jaw, just so Jaw could sit and hear his voice. You listened to them once after I spoke about them, and you found them pretty interesting. Yeah, they're a very prolific band. I mean, you look at my CD collection. Yeah, I got the power cord hung up here. Hang on. If you look at my CD collection here, basically, you know, the top shelves, basically from this shelf down to this shelf are my CDs. These two shelves on the bottom here, that's all guided by voices, and that's not even everything. That's maybe half of what they've got. So yeah, Lots and lots and lots of guided by voices. The band's been producing music since the mid '80s, and ever basically since about the mid '90s, they're putting out 3 or 4 albums a year. I mean, the guy, the singer Robert Pollard, once said that he could write 5 songs while sitting on the toilet, and the 3 of them would be good. And I mean, what he does. I want to show you something just to kind of put it into perspective here. In addition to all their regular albums, they just recorded songs all the time, and he'd have cassette tapes that he'd put in a suitcase under his bed. And at one point, he decided he was going to pull that suitcase out and start re-releasing, record and re-release some of the songs, or release some of the songs. And so he put out something called Suitcase, and this is a collection of 4 CDs, and it has 100 unreleased songs on it. And that's a list of all the songs there. There's 25 songs on every CD. And that's Suitcase 1. That's Suitcase 2. And that's Suitcase 3. So that's 300 songs just in these little packages here. And those are, some of them are like variants of other songs they released or stuff like that, but a lot of them are stuff you've never heard before. And so, I mean, that's just, he's just a very, very prolific artist. He's writing all the time. What did I cook for Thanksgiving? I bought a little turkey breast and put that in the oven. And I had some of my cranberry jello that I made for you guys a year ago at Thanksgiving. I had some of that. And then I steamed some broccoli, and that sounded pretty good. Are any of those albums being one-offs? What do you mean by that? I mean, if you're talking like albums that that were released and then never re-released. He's been starting to re-release albums from that were released long ago and were only limited edition things. What's my favorite color? I like blue. See, I mean, these colors here actually were the blue I had in my house in California, and these 2 colors, basically, probably 60% of the house was that color. And so, yeah. Oh, concert only CDs. Yeah, he's done a few of those. Um, there's a few albums he's released that are it's like concert footage and stuff like that. Um, and then of course he's released some DVDs too. I think I've shown it before. There's a DVD of what was supposed to be the final concert ever in 2004 called The Electrifying Conclusion. If you ever find that one and watch it, I'm all over that video because I was right in the front row. Hi, Michael. How are you? Orly's favorite color is purple. My mom likes purple too. Purple's a good color. I guess Jordan likes purple too because I think he painted one of his rooms purple or something like that. First concert you saw was the Blue Oyster Cult. That's a good first concert. First band I ever saw live was Oingo Boingo. I saw them a few times. Do I like progressive music? There's bands that I like that would definitely fall under the progressive title or progressive label. I like King Crimson, some of that. Um, let's see what else. Jethro Tull is kind of cool. Not a huge progressive fan, but am I starting a beer bottle collection next to the table? Let me tell you the story of that. Sort of. This is also Guided by Voices related. Um, these are the bottles that were handed to me by the band. Uh, they drink gallons and gallons and gallons of beer at their concerts, and they they tend to share it with the audience sometimes too. And over the years, these are bottles that were actually handed to me by a member of the band. I even date them in the back. This one is October 16th, 2003. So it was some concert I went to, and for one reason or another, somebody in the band handed me this. So, they hand out the beer, and and I kept the bottle. That's just the way it is. And I got six of those back there, so that's kind of cool. It's all part of the Guided by Voices collection. It's one of those things I've never talked about, but see, that's why I kind of leave stuff like that in the shop because you're kind of watching what's going on behind me. It's like, huh, what is that? Is that beer bottles? You never know. Always something in the background to talk about. Was I a new waiver? I mean, I guess I prior to like the early '80s, I didn't really pay that much attention to music. You know, stuff that I know from before the '80s. I learned about afterwards. I got into the Beatles way like probably in the '80s when I was first starting to really get into music. I think the first band that I really was ever into was the Cards when they first hit the market, and it's like I just love that. I love that band, and and then just it started snowballing from there. I remember Culture Club and Oingo Boingo and stuff like that. They were big. About the time I was getting out of high school and going into college, getting my first job, stuff like that. Started listening to music a little bit more, and new wave was kind of the thing at the time. Do I like Rush? Never really been a Rush fan. Hi, as the crow flies. How are you? Why is Laura Lee scared of heights? Usually that starts off with something that happened when you were a kid. Yeah, see, I didn't really listen to a whole lot of music when I was a kid. My parents didn't really listen to a lot of music when I was a kid either. Yeah, my mom had stuff on the radio every once in a while, but what was my first Beatles record? First Beatles record I had was actually a German bootleg, I think, called "With the Beatles." And then after that, I had the second album I had was Abbey Road. And honestly, I never really had all of the Beatles album until I bought that Beatles box set that you see right there. Yeah, never was that into the early Beatles. I like the kind of the mid era Beatles and afterwards. I like Revolver and Rubber Soul and Yellow Submarine and when they start getting a little bit more psychedelic, the really early stuff. I Want to Hold Your Hand. That never really was as great to me. I think as the later stuff. I think they really became an important band about mid career. Oh, you remember yeah, that was one of the days where yeah, when I think that was when I first started the job, and we were right in the beginning of the COVID thing. And so what I started doing is I knew that a lot of people just kind of came on here to talk to each other. So I just turned that on, and sometimes the cats would check in or something like that. But yeah, I remember doing those. Beach Boys, Brian Wilson was a legend. Yeah, Beach Boys had their moments too. I was never a huge Beach Boys fan, but I've uh, gone through little streaks in my life where I like the Beatles or like I like the Beach Boys. Am I going to watch Get Back? My understanding is that's only available on Disney Plus, and there's no way I'm going to spend money for Disney Plus. Plus, I mean, I don't know how different it's going to be from this Beatles project, which was the Beatles anthology. I'm sure you've seen that, Angela. I've got that. In fact, I've got that on Laserdisc too. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. At some point, if it's going to be one of those things, I suspect it'll come out in DVD or Blu-ray or something like that. John Lennon had some good solo stuff, but he also did some kind of really freaky stuff too. So, it depends. I like some of the stuff he did solo, but I don't think either of them, either John or Paul, were as great separate as they were when they were together. I think they played off each other. I think that's what made the Beatles so great. A lot of bands they're lucky if they have one amazing musician in the band. The Beatles had two, and I mean, or one amazing artist. And the Beatles had two, and I mean, that's not shaking a stick at George or Ringo. They're great too, but It was John and Paul that made that band great, and I don't think either of them hit the same level solo that they were together. That's just me. All right, thanks for stopping in, Suzanne. Yep, it'll be I guess 9 o'clock your time, huh? 8 o'clock my time. Yeah, I suspect. I mean, I'm hearing people talk about this new Beatles documentary right now, um, and everyone seems to like it, thinks it's great, and if it is decent, then I'm sure it'll come out in home video at some point. I mean, it's the song I always think about with John Lennon solo, of course, is "Imagine," and that's an amazing song. But there weren't a whole lot of those, for them. Yeah, see, Laura Lee just said the same thing. "Imagine's a great song." I like Paul McCartney's song that he did for the James Bond movie "Live and Let Die." That's a great song. Yeah, I know we're hour 22 into this and we haven't really talked about food, have we? I've done kebabs on the grill. I haven't done them here in Texas, but I did them in California from time to time. Kebabs are okay. Yeah, I'm sure Paul will be putting out stuff for the rest of his life. Yeah, see, I don't know if I've ever listened to the whole album. Imagine. I do have Laserdisc, and actually, I did have one that suffered laser rot. I think it was my Pink Floyd album, Live at Pompeii. I think that one became virtually unusable because of laser rot. Where are the cats right now? I guess they've gone back to their room. I don't see either of them. I don't know. Let's see if we can coax them out here. I don't hear either of them. Usually I'll hear them start jumping off the shelves because they got the shelves in their room, and you'll hear them jump from one shelf to the next to the next to the next down to the ground. Laser rot was something that happened with laser discs. It ultimately was connected to the glue that they used to glue the two halves together. And what would happen is the acids in the glue would begin dissolving the aluminum on the disc, and it would result in discs that were unplayable. Everyone thought it was related to lasers too, and they thought it would happen to CDs, but CDs weren't made the same way, and they made laser rot go away by using a different kind of glue. It used to, because the laser discs are manufactured in two halves and then glued together. And what would happen is they used to use something that was like it was almost like a spray gun that they sprayed on the disc and then glued them together. And what ended up happening is that glue, when it was sprayed, it turned into little blobs on the disc, and that was what the problem was. Ultimately, they found a new way where they kind of rolled a thin layer of a glue onto the halves and then glued them together that way, and that made it go away. Any plans for dinner tonight? I don't know. I might have leftovers from my Thanksgiving. I'm going to play it by ear because I got kind of an idea what I want to do for a vlog today, and it's kind of a night thing, so you'll have to wait a week and a half to see what it is, but it's sort of Christmas related. So, oh, there's Bite. Bite's in the hole now. I don't know where Nibble is though. Every night before Mark goes to bed, he goes to Amazon Music to find an album to listen to before he goes to sleep at night, and finds something I've never listened before. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not really as adventuresome with music anymore. I don't listen to a whole lot of music, so do the two cats ever fight? Yeah, they do from time to time. It's usually pretty short lived though, because Nibble tends to surrender and run away. Bite is definitely the aggressor of the two. And I think that's probably a factor why Nibble's so shy too. May even be a factor why she won't approach me that much, because I think she's maybe a little intimidated by what Bite might do. Bite might attack her. Yeah, he's always a gentleman. Yeah, I'm gonna do some Christmas light stuff definitely. You know, I like wandering around in the neighborhoods and looking at people's lights, and that's always kind of fun. Got to see what's out there though. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Remember that drive-through Christmas thing I did last year? I'm sure that's happening again this year, but I don't do a lot of restaurants right now. I cook a lot at home, but we remember when I was in the apartment, I did a lot of restaurant vlogs, and I liked a few of the burger places I went to. The Double R Burger was really good. Um, there were a couple pizza places I really liked. There's some good restaurants around here. Hellberg's Barbecue, that was one of my favorites. Any plans for lights in the background? I don't know, maybe. You can almost can't even see it right now, but maybe you can't. Oh, yeah. My little laser light show isn't working right. Let me go beat on it here to see if I can. I was thinking I couldn't see it in the background, but there it is. It's old, so I'm gonna have to replace that one of these days, I think. I kept thinking I was looking in the background, I couldn't see the lights. But I don't know, maybe we'll do some Christmas lights in here. Like I said, I got the Christmas lights out in front already. I put those up last weekend. Put them up on Thanksgiving, actually, which from my perspective was last weekend. Oh, do I have any plans for lights in the backyard? I'm sorry, I misread that. Um, no, I'm probably not going to do anything in the backyard. Keep it all in the front. Do I have Big Lot stores in Texas? Yeah, there's. I think there's one of them around here. I think I've seen that. It's funny whenever I see that name now. There used to be a Big Lots store near my house in California, and for the longest time, the L, the neon or the fluorescent bulb in the L was burned out in that one, and so the store for the longest time was Bigots. And it's like, geez, if that was my store, I would definitely have fixed that very very quickly. And so every time I see Big Lots now, that's what I think is Bigots. I was a huge Twilight Zone fan. Are there Pizza Huts in Texas? Yeah, there is Pizza Huts here. I didn't think of Big Lots for outdoor Christmas stuff. Maybe I'll go take a look. It wasn't a store I ever went into all that much. So, while I may be aware of it, I think the couple times I went into it, it didn't really impress me. It seemed like a cheap 99-cent store knockoff. When Jordan and I made pizza, I love pizza. I had pizza for breakfast. That was a long time ago. Geez, I'd forgotten about that. That must have been one of the really early ones. Home Depot sells a triangular box with Charlie Brown lighted Christmas tree and a small blue Linus blanket. I'm trying to kind of avoid things on the ground this year. I used to have a bunch of like inflatable things that I put in the yard, and I was talking to my mom about that, and she said, "Yeah, they look horrible when they're not, illuminated. During the day when they're deflated, they look horrible, and it always killed my lawn too. So, not doing that this year. In fact, uh, most of the uh, most of the inflatable things I gave to the guy who did Robo Lights, Kenny Irwin. Because what he'll do is he'll fill them up with like spray foam and turn them into turn them into something for his art collection. I also gave him about 95% of my laser disc collection. It was pointless carrying them around. At that point, I knew I was going to move, and I said, "Geez, that's like 5 boxes of stuff that I don't really, have no real need for, and don't really want to move." So, as we were building up and getting ready to move, I was getting rid of a lot of stuff, and that was stuff that went to Kenny because I knew Kenny would do something with it. I only saved a few of my laser discs. I think the Beatles anthology was one of them. I also saved my original eraser head because that's like one of the oldest laser discs in the world. That was one of the first laser discs ever made, like mid '70s. I think that came out. I had to pick one favorite food, what would it be? Oh man, that's hard. I mean, is it like something that I have to eat every day for the rest of my life? Because I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want to ruin my favorite food. But I have a lot of things. I mean, you know, it isn't a food, but a category of food. I love Mexican food. I love pizza. I love lasagna. I love fish. There's a lot of stuff. I don't think I could pick just one. Oh, it's a tabletop tree. Okay. I guess I've seen something like that. Oh, Angela's going to check out. Thanks for stopping in, Angela. It was good to talk to you. Oh, losing blacked out also. Good talking to you too. Yeah, I can't go wrong with Mexican food. I think that was a big part of the reason I decided to grow my jalapenos and habaneros this year. In terms of Japanese food, I love sushi. Sushi's good. Sushi, sashimi. Ever try a rice biryani? I don't know if I pronounced that right, but no, I don't think I ever have. Going back to the kind of sushi theme, there was a steakhouse, steak and seafood place that my parents and I used to go all the time to in Brea, California, called Taps, and they had an absolutely amazing seared ahi tuna, which was basically just a big strip of almost raw tuna, ahi tuna. It was just amazingly good. Spicy Italian, okay. Well, I like Italian. Oh, spicy Indian. Sorry, I could get new glasses here. Indian food is good. I don't have Indian food a lot, but I appreciate the spice of a good Indian food. Love those fortune cookies. Yeah, fortune cookies are interesting. Oh, I see Bite coming out here again. Indian food, like I said, it isn't something I have a whole lot, but the few times I have had it, I've enjoyed it. My boss at one of the CD factories I worked at was Indian, so she'd take us out for Indian food from time to time. Ever had Indian bread naan from India? No, I don't think I have. Look who's hiding right there. It's a kind of flatbread. Delicious. Huh. David wants some. All right. It's a Pakistani dish. Interesting. See, I learned so many things here. Yeah, see that this conversation has now devolved into a food discussion. It's funny how it always seems to happen. Oh yeah, I love garlic bread. Yum yum. I haven't used the telescope. Honestly, the telescope I have, that one there is kind of a bit of a toy, and so you can only really see a few things. It's good for looking at the moon. Uh, it's good for looking at like the inner planets or the gas giants. You can see Jupiter and Saturn pretty well, and Mars and Venus, but and the moon. But after beyond that, it isn't really that good for anything else. And so I don't know. I've got my eyes on something bigger, but and better. But unfortunately, a good telescope, something I'm looking for, is like mega bucks. I think we talked about this before. A good telescope starts at about $2,000 and goes up from there, and the sky is the limit. At that point, there's no upper limit. I would love to have one that I could hook up to my cell phone, maybe and like broadcast video. Imagine doing a live stream or a video where I'm looking at astronomical stuff. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I love sashimi. Yeah, yeah, I do like the difference in the curry spices that come with Indian food versus Mexican food. Hello, Brock. How are you? I guess I can say good afternoon now because it actually is afternoon now. Ugh, gotta sit up straight here. My back is getting to hurt a little bit. The price of getting old. No, I don't have a camera adapter for the telescope I have. The telescope I have is really old. I probably had it 30 years. It's a decent refractor telescope, but it isn't really something that you're going to be looking at, galaxies or nebula or anything like that. The optics are adequate, but that's about it. It's a little more than a toy. Now Mark's getting ready to cut up a little firewood. I got a lot of firewood out of that tree that I chopped down in the front yard, and I'm actually really happy with the wood. It burns for a long time and smells really good when it burns too. Yeah, cabinets are getting closer. They were saying December 10th. In fact, I pulled out the voicemail recently, and that's what they were saying is about December 10th. But they also said at the time they're going to call me every 3 weeks or so and just kind of keep me up to date on what's going on. That was like 2.5 months ago. I haven't um, heard from them since. So I was thinking I'm going to probably go into like Lowe's and just make sure everything's still on track. Your friend purchased a telescope from a guy desperate for money. He sold it for 10K, and it turns out worth 50,000. That's nice. There was something online that I looked at. It came up on my Facebook feed a few weeks ago, where they were selling like $2,000 or $3,000 telescopes, name brand telescopes, for like $50. And I said, that's gotta be a scam. Some no name company is selling what Mead or one of a very big name telescope for $50. And I mean that was I said something about that in the comments, and I was looking. Everybody was saying the same thing. This has got to be a scam. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad you enjoy these. I'm glad you come in because you add to them all the time. Am I glad I bought the battery powered chainsaw? I mean, I haven't had to use it since, but it's one of those things that I'll it's nice to know I have it. And you're right, Peg Tooth. I'll probably need to buy a couple of batteries to make it useful. I don't know. I'll go down and do that. I don't know if I'll do that if they don't have the cabinets ready, but you know, I will cancel the order if they're going to start playing games, and I will demand a refund for the amount of money I've already paid them on that. Because I mean, if there was some sort of problem, I would have expected a telephone call or an email or something. They need to they need to keep their customers in the loop here. And in this case, it'll be with me. It'll be 3 strikes and you're out for Lowe's. Yeah, I'm envious. I would love to have a $50,000 telescope. I'd be happy with a $5,000 telescope. Some of the technology they got on those. Like I said, I want to find something that I can, hook a camera up to so that I can get, video or that kind of stuff too. Because I'd want to be able to do stuff that I could put on a vlog. Yeah, well, I could have bought a gas powered chainsaw. I didn't really think I need one because I don't anticipate cutting down a whole bunch of trees, but this was kind of a something I had to do, and I figured I better do it now before it comes down on its own. And so, what I got, I think, is suitable for my needs, and I'm not planning on going into the tree dropping business. There's more of an issue of necessity. Yeah, I know. I'm having a good time on this live stream too. No, nope. The squirrels have not defeated my squirrel proofing bird feeder yet. I don't think they will because I don't think it's going to be very easy for them to do that. Well, part of the problem I have with tools, I got so many tools right now that it's got to be something I actually need. And right now, I don't know, if it's something I need, then I'll try and figure out how to get one. But other than that, it's like, what do you do with it when you're not using it? I've got uh, so many shelves and stuff like that, but I only got so much room. You see the neighbors a lot? Yeah, the neighbors across the street I'm seeing all the time. Uh, the people around here are really friendly. Yeah, all tools need a home. That's true. But just like pets, I can't have every one of them I'd like. I don't know. That would seem kind of a cop out. I think if I tried to patent it. Yeah, I used two squirrel baffles. Yeah, let me patent that idea. I'm just thinking the manufacturer of the squirrel baffles would probably want their cut. Wasn't really looking for a money making venture. I just wanted to stop the squirrels from getting the bird food. I mean, it's not like I don't feed the squirrels. I got three pecan trees out there that feed them all summer, and then I do put food out for them in the winter too. Did a neighbor ever invite me over for a beer? No, no, haven't done that yet. I think you're thinking of the king of the hill. I'll just sit out there and stare at each other and go, "Yep." Do my neighbors know that I vlog? I doubt it. To my knowledge, nobody at work knows that either, and that's sort of good. I mean, I kind of want to keep the two worlds separate. I've intentionally gone out of my way to not mention it. In fact, sometimes I have to be really careful what I say because somebody will say, "Hey, yeah, what'd you do over the weekend?" And I said, I can't go say, "Oh yeah, I went and vlogged over here," or something like that. The squirrel baffle mafia bribes are tax deductible. That's awesome. I mean, the neighbors got to see, every once in a while they got to see me out with the camera, but I don't know if they know what I'm doing because if I'm out in the front yard doing something, they got to be somewhat aware of that. The neighbors walk by and there's this dude out in the front yard with a camera, getting kind of slow today here. Yeah, it's kind of fun to keep them separate. It's almost like I got a secret identity. And it isn't really that there'd be any problem with me doing it at work. My main concern is I just don't want it getting out what I do for a living. And if somebody that worked with me, came in here and all of a sudden started saying something in the comment section or something like that, then there'd be an issue with that. And that's sort of the reason I try and, not say anything about it. Got to try and protect my privacy. I'll share a lot of things, but I don't want to share everything. Yeah, I've learned a lot from watching Jordan because there was a few things that he did early on that I think provided too much information about where he lived, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. But you go back now and watch his first 50 videos. If you're paying close attention, you could figure out almost exactly where he lived. That's why he's not saying anything about it now. This coming week is a 4-day week, so I'm on my short weekend this week. 3 days off: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then back on Wednesday. Wednesday through Saturday. But now that I got that kind of different position, it's nice to, it's nice to have a little bit of variety at work, and that's a lot of fun. The job was getting a little bit tedious because, when the machine works well, it's boring. The line isn't very much fun to run when the machine's working well. It's way more exciting when the machine isn't working well. Yeah, well, that's it. I've heard about Carpetbagger and Adam and Justin and stuff like that. It's like I just decided early on, I wasn't going to give a lot of information, certain kinds of information. We'll talk about things in the past, where I don't live anymore, where I don't work anymore. About Disney, but it's not like anybody can do anything that's going to change my life from Disney at this point. So whatever. This has been a kind of good week at work too, though, because I only worked one day in the last 7. I worked yesterday, and that was it. Thursday and Friday were both holidays, so those were days off with pay. So it was a nice little break. Ugh. Sounds like we're kind of winding down here a little bit. I think this is the reason we try and limit these to 2 hours, because I kind of wear everyone out by the time we get to the end. Everybody's asked everyone they can think of, asked everything they can think of. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that it looked like a leech. When I was looking at the picture too, I thought, geez, that actually looks kind of disgusting. I thought it looked like some sort of a tumor or something like that. They go back to Disney for just one day if they were to thaw out Walt. First off, I don't think they actually froze him. There's rumors that he's like beneath the Matterhorn or something like that, but no, I don't have any desire to go back to Disney. I was kind of burned out on the place even when I worked there. And for the first year, they give you an unlimited pass that lets you get in anytime you want, with like limited exceptions. If they're having a special event or something like that, then you're blocked out on that. But for the most part, I could go into the park anytime I wanted to as a guest, and the first summer I was there, I probably spent 4 or 5 nights a week at Disneyland, and you just kind of burn yourself out on it. You get to the point where, hey, how many times can I ride Space Mountain? How many times can I ride Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion? It just gets old after a while. In the last few years, I rarely went. I only went when somebody else wanted to go. I think, Jordan liked to go over there because he liked to ride Space Mountain, and he liked to there was a pecan roll thing that they sold in one of the stores occasionally, and he'd like to go in there and see if he could find those. And a lot of times, I'd we'd go into the park, um, just so he could see if he could find a pecan roll. We wouldn't do anything else, or maybe go check and see if he could find the pecan roll, and then we'd go on Space Mountain, and then we'd go out, and that'd be the end of it. And I'd blow like $400 worth of passes for that. What happened to Carpetbagger? Did I meet him? I don't know what happened to Carpetbagger. Is he? I've said before I've never even watched the guy. I did meet him once. Jordan was up visiting Jordan in Hollywood, and he said, "Hey, you want to go meet Adam and Carpetbagger? We're going to meet and have tacos." And so I did. Yeah, that's what I had. I had my own employee badge would get me into the park, and then I had another card that I could use to sign in up to 3 friends at a time, and I could do that up to 18 times a year. I don't think I ever used all my passes though, and at the end, I only went in a few times. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. My mom kind of said something similar when for a short time when I was younger, she worked at was it Seas Candy, I think, in a mall, and I remember her saying, "Oh yeah, we got a policy. We can use as much chocolate as we want." And she said after that, and I think there's a real logic behind that because I think if they'll get to the point where if you eat it, if you have free access to it, eventually you'll get burned out on it. You won't want it anymore. Makes you instantly popular. That's true. Yeah, the Disney passes definitely did that. The Hollywood sign is haunted. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I think I've done my 2 hour thing today, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one. I think. Thanks everyone for stopping in. I had a good time today. Hope you did too. So anyway, that is all that I have. Have a good rest of the day, everyone. Thanks for watching.